In the heart of Ashika, where crystalline mountains grazed the azure sky, a fragile sanctuary thrived. The sanctuary, known as Vera, was a bastion of ancient magic and wisdom, its power protected by the keepers known as the Blue Scepters. Among them was Crix, a powerful portal master, known for the exquisite iridescence of his exoskeleton and his golden scepter encrusted with gems that twinkled like distant red suns. Crix had a gift, one that allowed him to traverse the yawning void between realms, slipping through dimensions like a sea breeze under the light of a crescent moon. One day, after weeks of ceaseless study and meditation in the archives of eternity, Crix returned from the Nexus, a realm where time flowed differently. He had been seeking counsel with the ancient being known as Elohim, whose prophecies often bore weight beyond the understanding of mortals, his shining ones always present floating about twinkling with the secrets of the cosmos. Troubling visions had been clouding Crix's mind, whispers of darkness gnawed at the edges of his consciousness. Crix entered Vera amidst the murmur of brooding blue scepters. The assembly, a gathering of the most revered wizards, was convening, their expressions darkened with concern. As he stepped forward, the room went silent, every eye fixed on him. Though he was often seen as a recluse, today he bore news that would shatter their solemnity. "My fellow wizards," he began, his voice resonating with urgency, "the whispers have turned to roars. Void Masters draw near." Gasps swept through the assembly. The Void Masters were a fearsome rumor, sorcerers capable of devouring entire galaxies in their quest for ultimate power. Clad in shadows, they sought to eradicate the light. Crix raised his golden scepter high, his head glimmering like the last flickering star in a dying universe. "They terrorize dimensions, consuming magic and life alike. They are coming to Ashika. We must prepare, each of you must awaken the portals." Among the gathered wizards was Alexiaria, an elder draped in ethereal cobalt tones with silver-streaked hair. She stepped forward, her eyes alight with fury. "How do we know this isn't another of your delusions, Crix? Your past adventures often blurred the lines of reality and fantasy." Crix felt a ripple of anger, but the gravity of the situation transcended his pride. "I do not speak lightly. Elohim's visions have never led me astray, nor have my travels. We cannot afford doubt. Our sanctuary is only as strong as our unity." Alexiaria's challenging gaze softened momentarily as she recalled the many battles they had fought together. "Very well," she relented. "What must we do?" The assembly moved swiftly as Crix designated tasks. The wizards set about their respective duties, awakening the dormant portals hidden within Vera's ancient halls. They began weaving incantations, summoning the deep-rooted magic of the sanctuary, while Crix prepared to open a portal to the edge of existence, where the Void Masters were likely gathering their forces. As the silvery mist coalesced before him, the air crackled with energy. Crix extended his scepter, and a whirlpool of light erupted. The portal unfurled, the realm of shadows visible on the other side, twisted landscapes and skeletal trees loomed where one could almost hear the echo of lost souls. Before stepping through, Crix turned to the assembly. "Whatever happens, stand united. If I do not return, promise me you will protect Ashika at all costs." "I cannot allow that," Alexiaria steadied his resolve. "We will join you. As elders of this sanctuary, we will not allow you to face this threat alone." With a solemn nod, the assembled Blue Scepter elders joined Crix, forming a luminous circle of energy that pulsed with collective strength. Together, they dove into the swirling brilliance, stepping through the portal into the unforgiving realms beyond. The landscape they emerged into was chaotic. The air was thick with despair, and shadows flickered like restless phantoms. Towers of black rock jutted from the ground, and in the distance, figures cloaked in a swirling void were engaged in dark rituals, their faces masks of hunger and malice. "Divide and conquer," Crix urged, stowing the lingering apprehension in his heart. "We must dismantle their control over these realms if we stand a chance." The wizards fanned out, scattering like leaves caught in a storm, their magic illuminating the sky. Crix pressed forward, sensing the weight of destiny pressing against him. The Void Masters, spinning threads of shadows and darkness, were huddled around a thrumming orb set upon an altar of despair. It pulsed with the tortured screams of the galaxies they had consumed. Without hesitation, Crix raised his scepter and shouted, "In the name of Ashika, I banish you." His command sent forth a wave of shimmering energy, a beacon of hope striking against the dark. The Void Masters turned, their eyes filled with ancient hunger, and launched waves of darkness towards him. Crix replied with a torrent of radiant light, the clash sparking a cataclysmic shockwave that shuddered through the air. Around him, his fellow wizards engaged in furious combat, brilliant spells illuminating the field as blue cloaks danced against shadows. Each incantation was a memory of unity, a promise to uphold their sanctuary against the encroaching void. As Crix battled the Void Masters, he felt their coldness seep into his spirit, dimming the light of hope. He focused on the sanctuary of Vera, on the laughter of his fellow wizards, on the magic that pulsed through every living being in Ashika. It ignited a flame within him, a hunger reckoning against the dark. In a final surge, Crix drew upon the combined magic of his fellow wizards. The air trembled as light erupted from his scepter in blinding brilliance, forming and consuming their shadows. The void spikes pulsed in response, wailing like the very essence of the galaxy's lost. With one last word of power, Crix thrust his weapon forward. A radiant lance of energy shot through the clouds of darkness, piercing the heart of the Void Master's void spikes and erupting in a mystical explosion. The air filled with the sound of shattering glass and heavy stone, while shadows collapsed into nothingness. Silence fell over the realm, crackling and hissing like embers in the wind. Crix lowered his scepter, panting, the warmth of victory coursing through him. Around him, the wizards rallied, their hearts and spirits uniting once more. The darkness had been undone, not only for Ashika, but for countless realms yet untouched. With the crisis averted, Crix turned toward the portal shimmering open in the distance, a luminous beacon leading them home. And as they crossed the threshold back to Vera, the resounding laughter of the blue scepter echoed through the air, a symphony of joy, of unity, of safety restored. Yet in the back of his mind, Crix felt the faintest whisper of impending danger. The battle may have been won, but the war for the light was far from over.